Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to show you one of my favorite, my husband's favorite recipe. Like, he loves this to such an extent that every 45 days he goes to the grocery store himself and gets a bunch of vegetables and is like, is it Pav Bhaji time? So yes, we have a special Pav Bhaji recipe, which is toddler approved, because you know how difficult it is to feed toddlers vegetables? Oh my goodness. Like, there is a whole process and storytelling session that happens to have vegetables. And I find Pav Bhaji is so amazing because it has all the vegetables. It has protein because I add peas into it. So I'm going to tell you how I do it. And it's so simple. But this recipe is a cozy recipe. I'm not going to ask you to make this in a hurry because I have tried a one pot Pav Bhaji. It didn't work out. It had like this really sour taste to it and had these smells, which was not like, Pav Bhaji is nostalgia. Pav Bhaji is an experience. We used to go out to have Pav Bhaji when we were children, like going to Crawford Market to Batsha to have Pav Bhaji and some faluda, or going to Haji Ali and having Pav Bhaji, or Shiv Sagar and having Pav Bhaji. It's an experience. It's an absolute nostalgia. So you want Pav Bhaji to be just like that, to cook at home. So the one pot recipe doesn't work for me. So mine is a complete layered recipe, but the main thing about this recipe is all about miso flour. When you have the miso flour ready, which is the pre-prep ready, then everything just falls into line. So put on your sweats, get comfortable, and have a cup of coffee, because this is a weekend cozy recipe. And trust me, your child is going to eat it up completely, especially if your child doesn't eat vegetables. This is the best addition to the family. So come along and let's see how I make Pav Bhaji. So Pav Bhaji is all about the pre-prep. And then it is an easy peasy recipe, like I told you. So here we have boiled cauliflower. I have boiled it with turmeric because it helps to reduce the bitterness and the sour smell of cauliflower when it boils. So this is boiled cauliflower, taken one whole cauliflower. This is a recipe for 3 to 4 people to eat. This is boiled potatoes, 2 big potatoes or 4 small potatoes. I have beetroot, which is amazing in iron. It's actually one of the reasons I love this recipe, because it adds color to the Pav Bhaji. And, toddlers and our children do not eat beetroot. So this is a great way to get it in. So I have added one whole beetroot. I have steamed it and put it here. This is 2 whole tomatoes. So this is 2 whole tomatoes, this is half capsicum or green bell pepper. You can either take 2 small green bell peppers also. Peas, this adds the protein to this entire meal, because all of this is carbs, great complex carbs, but there's no protein. So peas is your protein of this meal. So peas is 1 whole cup, which I have boiled, and half onion chopped. So this is our pre-prep. Now I'm going to show you the Pav Bhaji homemade masala. So this is the Pav Bhaji masala homemade that I make. You can also get the store-bought masala, but it's very spicy. And I prefer this because my toddler loves this. And let me tell you what is included. Okay, so we have fennel seeds, we have cumin seeds, we have some carom seeds, that's ajwain, some red chili powder, some pepper, star anise. This is known as shatavari. It's really good for menstrual health and really warming for the uterus. Some bay leaf, some cardamom, and this is coriander powder, the freshly ground coriander powder, which I use for the green chicken. It's all the leftovers that is here. And some salt. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually just going to dry roast this. Once this is dry roasted, I'm going to grind it and keep the masala. So now the Pav Bhaji masala, I'm not going to add everything in it. Please note, you can take as many seeds you want and make this into a masala. And you can store it in an airtight container or in the refrigerator for over a month or so. I usually would just store it, and then I can also use it with different curries. This is really tasty. So you can get the fragrance of this masala getting roasted. So once it's roasted, it's already pre-cooked. All right, it's almost done. I will see you after grinding. So this is how the ground Pav Bhaji masala looks like. This smells delicious. You don't have to put a lot, and whatever is left, you can always put in an airtight container. While I was grinding, I also took the liberty of grinding some garlic. So this is 3 to 4 cloves of garlic that I have grinded with a lot of water. So it's like a garlic paste, but see the consistency. I've realized that when you add a little bit of garlic paste into the pav bhaji, it cuts off the sourness of all the vegetables. All right, so let's start cooking. Now, once we have the pre-prep ready, then pav bhaji is actually really simple and it gets done like this, because it's just one after the other, you start putting things. So before that, I'm just going to add 1 tablespoon of grass-fed butter. If you want to add some more, you can, because pav bhaji is all about the butter. So I'm just going to add like, I think 1.5 tablespoons of grass-fed butter. I always use grass-fed butter rather than normal butter or vegetable oil butter or palm oil butter, because I know the cows are grass-fed and not fed on non-GMO or GMO corn. The last thing you want is your butter to be inflammatory. And my favorite, avocado oil, a little bit, so that the butter doesn't burn. This is 1 tablespoon of avocado oil. What is this going to be used for? I will let you know once we start. As the butter and the oil are mixing and getting heated up, I'm going to add some chopped onions to this mixture. I'm going to get the onions to completely turn brown so that the raw taste of the onions goes out. I know usually onions are as a garnish of having pav bhaji, but I like it in the whole pav bhaji mixture. This is really delicious and it gives a really nice texture and feel to it. See you once the onions are brown. All right, look how beautiful the onions have got. And now we go on for the next steps. So I'm going to add in the chopped green bell pepper. I'm going to give it a little swirl. The sizzling sound. The firstness about food is the sizzling sound of it. Beautiful. So my child doesn't eat any green capsicum or bell pepper, green bell pepper especially. So this is like a very fun way of getting it into her system and getting all the vegetables into it. And it's a vegetable mash. So you can add in any vegetable you want to just make sure that the coloring doesn't change. I'm just going to give it some few more swirls. You want the capsicum to start cooking and not to be completely raw. Then it's all about layering. So you add in your tomatoes, your chopped tomatoes, and it's cooking on pretty high flame. Mashed cauliflower with turmeric. So turmeric is really important. Do not forget that step with mashed cauliflower because you want to remove the bitterness and the rawness of it. Just how the colors. Like you're eating the rainbow right here. Peas, the boiled potato. I'm going to put it all in because I'm going to mash it. So I'll show you how I mash it. The star ingredient, beetroot, which adds all the color that is required for this pav bhaji to turn red. Like I told you, I do not eat spicy food. I eat flavorful food, but not spicy as in hot, spicy food because I find it's not really good for our digestion to eat so many spices and definitely not good for our skin health. And I prioritize my skin health over a lot of things. So I would suggest is if you can remove a little bit of hot spices from your diet, you will actually see a lot of changes in your skin and hair health. It's going to mix them all together and let it cook for some time. I'm going to add in the pav bhaji masala that we made. So I've made a lot of masala because it's just going to add a little bit of it. All these vegetables will start oozing out water, so do not add in much water. This is a really handy tool which helps you match a lot of things. They're beautiful. This is great for your arm exercises. So if you've not come to the gym, this is really going to be a great arm workout. So don't forget to use both your arms so that both the arms are worked out. Have a. So it's right about this quantity and this consistency. I'm going to add the garlic paste so it cooks along with it. This just helps to eliminate all the sourness and this bitterness of the vegetable fit together. This is, like I told you, a very cozy, chilled day weekend recipe, and it goes on for at least 2 days in our house. So we have food for 2 days now. You go on cooking it until all the bitterness and the sourness goes. Especially you can taste the tomato being raw. So you would cook until the bitterness moves out of it. You will start seeing the oil ooze out. Again, I'm not adding any extra water into this.
2,000 years later. One eternity later.
I always use this this strainer as a cover because all of this will start flying out, and I prefer not to go on cleaning my kitchen. So this is a great hack. If you have a pasta strainer like this at home, this is a great hack to cover your dishes so that nothing splurts out. So you see how the color changes and it's getting a nice roasty brown maroonish red. So pav bhaji is traditionally eaten with pav, which is bread, and bhaji, that is the bhaji. So this is a really good brioche bun, and I'm just going to soak it in butter. This is a comfort food, right? So yes, we're just going to soak it in butter and let it cook. Alrighty, so for the first taste, okay, look at the beautiful crispiness of this bread, the pav bhaji. Never disappoints. Never disappoints. It's amazing. I just can't wait to get on the sofa or the dining table because this is comfort food. So it's on the sofa, put my legs up, see Netflix, and indulge in this. Oh my goodness. Okay, this one's for you.